Holy fucking shit. This game is something very, very special, both from a story, graphic, and also gameplay when it comes to just the raw FPS power of this game. This game is amazing, and I want to give you guys my no spoilers first impressions. This is after about 8 hours, 7 hours of gameplay. What is my thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077? And if you can't wait for a full review, is this something that's worth picking up? I'm beautiful and lovely gamers. As always, my name is Jonal. I'm a very small content creator, so a like on the video helps spread the video. The same goes for dropping down a comment. What is your first impression of Cyberpunk? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it something that you're a little bit on the fence about? What is your first thoughts? Everything related to this game down that comment section. Of course, subscribing to the channel helps the channel grow, helps keeping content coming. Thank you guys for the amazing support, and let's talk about this. So I played through, again, without doing any spoilers, I played through what I would almost call the introductionary area. Like seriously, that took me, the very first act of the game essentially took about 7-8 hours ish to complete, and that tells something about the value of the game. Again, I don't know how long this is gonna last. There is a bunch of reviews, like full reviews already out, because a lot of big companies got early access to the game and therefore had time to play it and so on. But this is kind of gonna be my unfiltered opinions. Currently, there seems to be a lot going on in the game. The story is incredibly solid and incredible character building, where you actually care about the characters. That is actually quite rare in a lot of these first-person games. Graphics are stunning, and I want to talk a little bit about that. I run on a pretty shitty computer right now. I am currently waiting for my parts to arrive. They would arrive somewhere next year. Hopefully early next year I will have all my parts from my new computer, and I'll have something that's just absolutely amazing. But again, even with my shitty build, I can make it run, and because it's single player, it's not very competitively, I can make it run. I tried out different graphic setting, turning everything to low, didn't really look very great, and at the same time, didn't really run particularly well. Actually, turning the graphics up, for some reason, made my system actually not really seem to have less issues than having them all turned down. Might have something to do with the configuration of my graphics card, but in general, the game looks stunning. And if you have a 1070 card and a decent processor, you will probably be able to play this game with relatively low FPS and not being able to turn it. So that means you'll be sitting around like 60, sometimes all the way down to 40 FPS on a PC. That's what I'm currently having to struggle with. I still love the game. I still play the game because it's so much fun, and it still feels really fluent because you can get it to be there at a pretty stable level. Now, after that, if you have anything above it, like if you have a 2080 or 2070 or 30 card, right, it's easy peasy, or the AMD equivalent to that. It shouldn't be a problem for you to run this game at least decent FPS. Not even a problem. Again, the only thing that I find, I find the FPS part of the game to be actually satisfying, which was something I was scared of, because The Witcher doesn't have the best combat system in the world. It's fine, it's just not something special in my opinion. This has a really good melee system, and it has a very good shooting system, and that's something that comes from only a couple of hours in game. I don't have a lot of mods to my character and so on, and even then, this game feels really good. The sounds of the guns is raw and heavy. Hitting people feels really, really, really good. They have some good movement mechanics built into the game where you can do some short dashes and so on, which comes straight out of the game. That's something that you have to upgrade your character to do. You just have some dashes with some good movement. It is fluent. It's actually pretty relatively fast. You have some slides. It feels quite heavy and quite, what can I say, raw? But it feels so powerful. Like, taking shots, firing, it's just absolutely fucking amazing. And I highly recommend, dude, if you if you were like me and you were scared that, you know, the story looks great and everything that you heard looks great, but you were scared about how the gameplay feels, from somebody that is a professional FPS coach, and, you know, grandmaster in Overwatch, high ranking in Valorant, real FPS head, the shooting feels great. The shooting feels great. The world building is amazing. The world looks cool. There is just these small details about the animations on. They just feel awesome. The awesome weapons, mods, expandability, both in the perk system, which is kind of fine. It's not as insane, but especially what you can do with some of your kind of like body mods and what you can do to get like different pieces of your body. Some of those that you can get looks absolutely insane, and I can't wait to explore them more. And the story is really good. The story is captivating, and there's a bunch of side quests that you of course can do, but your option for until now at least feel that they really have an impact, and the world itself feels very much lived in. There are some side quests or some kind of like pop-ups where you can go and do some small quests here and there and get a little bit paid for it. That's fine. It isn't the most entertaining. It's entertaining enough because the combat feels really good. But there are some missions that are kind of a little bit cut and dry, and that's the only thing I'm a little bit nervous about. I think that there will be a lot of good stuff because you want to grind, you know, cash, and you want to get some cool mods and kind of play around with those. But I'm a little bit scared to see kind of where this game goes after the story is over. But because there is a lot of side quests, there's a lot of extra content you can do outside of running the story missions. I think that you will have a lot of time with it, even if the after story content isn't the best. I don't know how good that is. That's the issue with that's the thing with kind of like a first impression video. That's something I will get back to. But my current thoughts is that this game is fucking amazing, and I had to force myself to stop to record this so I could get a video up. I highly recommend that you check this out. If you are interested, again, if you have a 1070 or above card, 1070 and the 1080 series, unless it's a TI, you will probably have to do with me, play medium, and have to do with decent FPS. It doesn't affect my shooting as much. It's not a competitive title, so it's completely fine, and it's very, very playable. There's only a couple of times where you will feel it like that there will be like a very short stutter, but that doesn't really happen a lot through combat. It happens mainly like if you're loading into an area or something like that, then you'll feel like a bit of a hiccup for like a second or two. If you have anything above that, like you have a 20 card or something equivalent in an AMD, or any of the new cards, of course, this is easy pickings for you and your system to play on. If you have anything under a 1070, like you play on a laptop with something that is less than a 1070 and they also have smaller cards, this might stop being a little bit of a risky game and might not be something that you will be able to play unless you're okay at playing at like the 30 frames level on that. Again, honest opinion, this game is awesome. It is. I have run into a couple of bugs which were kind of funny, but not really a lot, to be completely honest. And I'm actually majorly surprised. I thought that this game had been overhyped. I was hyped myself, but that's the issue. I was so hyped that I was like, okay, yeah, this is too much. Like I'm overhyping it at this point. But clearly I weren't. Tell me down below which path you chose. If you have the game already, I choose corporate. I have a really cool design idea for how I want to play my corporate character. And again, everything Cyberpunk related, down in the comments. If you want to see more content, this is just my raw and filtered opinions, but I have some stuff I want to talk about in upcoming videos. Like the video, comment, share this around with some people, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, please do take care of this. Stay positive. I love you guys very, very much. Wear a mask. Wash your hands, and remember to tell somebody that you love them. My name is Jonal, and you guys keep the enemy in your crosshair.